we've already seen a big uptick in the number of people seeking services. And we're anticipating, unfortunately, in August, having that really swell if the moratorium isn't extended.
Yeah, I mean, as we talk about the moratorium, and Kiko's pointing out, kind of limited here, but once it expires, I mean, what could it trigger in terms of more local aid also expiring, and what you expect to see as you get farther and farther along, given the fact that it helped out, so many families across the country? What's the expected impact once you move past it?
Yeah, the impacts are an increase in homelessness, right? We work specifically with families, so we're anticipating a real uptick in family homelessness right at the time that school begins, which is a particularly bad dynamic. And I think it's important to recognize that there is $47 billion put towards rental assistance, right, through the CARES Act and through the American Rescue Plan, which is fantastic. However, less than 7% of that has gone out. And that's why we want to see a moratorium extended. We recognize it can't be an ad infinitum, but we've got all of this money sitting there to get to people, but our systems, our processes are too slow. So we're potentially evicting people where 2 weeks later that money may be coming in. And the impact on the families is one thing. There's a societal impact to that as well, because it's really expensive to allow so many evictions to happen, to allow homelessness to happen. And we actually have the funds to prevent it if we could just move the timeline and expedite getting that money to the people who need it.
And Claas, when I think back to some of the conversations we had last summer, when the moratorium was in place, it did, allow for so many families to stay in their homes. The idea was to sort of buy time for these families so they could catch up on the payments. What has that actually done?
It certainly has helped, right? I think the interventions have been really very effective, but we still have 15 million households that are behind on their rent. Because you can see it's a K-shaped recovery. It has not affected lower income jobs the same way that it's affected higher income jobs. So you have lots and lots of families, households that are $10,000, $20,000 in arrears that they just simply cannot make up. So again, the key is how do we get that money to them? Because it's not a question of them getting jobs, getting various other supports. Those things will happen over time. This is an immediate issue, right? We need to figure out how do we keep these people in housing, because again, it's going to cost us societally a lot more to allow all these families and all these households to become homeless than it is to keep them in their housing. There's actually the Aspen Institute. I saw a study there. It's about a 200 to a 460% return on investment for what we do and what we provide in rental assistance. So it is just smart policy in every way.
Claas Ehlers, the CEO of Family Promise. It's good to talk to you today. Appreciate the time.